John D. Rockefeller was a giant of American industry. He built Standard Oil into a massive company. Rockefeller was one of the richest men in history. His story is a complex mix of ambition, innovation, and controversy. Rockefeller's impact goes beyond oil. He changed how businesses were run. His philanthropy left a lasting mark on education and medicine. Understanding Rockefeller means understanding a crucial part of American history. His story is still relevant today. It sparks debates about capitalism, ethics, and social responsibility. Rockefeller's life offers valuable lessons, both positive and negative. He was a man of contradictions, ruthless in business, but generous in giving. John Davison Rockefeller was born in 1839. His birthplace was a small town in New York. His family was not wealthy. His father was a traveling salesman. His mother was a devout Baptist. Rockefeller's upbringing was modest. He learned the value of hard work early on. His mother instilled in him strong morals. These values would shape his character and future endeavors. Even as a young boy, Rockefeller showed signs of ambition. He kept detailed records of his earnings and expenses. He even lent money to neighbors at a young age. These experiences hinted at his future business acumen. Rockefeller's first job was as a bookkeeper. He was just 16 years old. He quickly learned the ins and outs of business. He was good with numbers and had a knack for spotting opportunities. The oil industry was emerging at this time. Oil was becoming a valuable resource. Rockefeller saw its potential. He invested in a small oil refinery in Cleveland, Ohio. Rockefeller believed in efficiency. He wanted to streamline the oil refining process. He brought order and organization to a chaotic industry. His refinery thrived, setting the stage for his future success. In 1870, John D. Rockefeller founded Standard Oil, a company that would soon become synonymous with the American oil industry. Rockefeller, a visionary entrepreneur, saw the immense potential in the burgeoning oil market and sought to capitalize on it. He had a vision to create a dominant force in the oil industry, one that would not only lead but also shape the future of energy in America. His ambition was not just to participate in the oil business, but to control it. His strategy was based on control and consolidation. Rockefeller believed that by consolidating smaller oil companies under the Standard Oil umbrella, he could create a more efficient and powerful entity. He aimed to eliminate competition and control every aspect of the oil business. This meant not only refining and selling oil, but also controlling the transportation and distribution networks. Rockefeller was a master negotiator. He used his keen business acumen to strike deals that would benefit Standard Oil and further his goal of industry dominance. He used his company's growing power to secure favorable deals. These deals often involved buying out competitors or securing exclusive rights to transport oil. He convinced railroads to give him lower shipping rates. By negotiating these lower rates, Rockefeller was able to reduce his costs significantly. This gave him a significant advantage over competitors. Lower shipping costs meant that Standard Oil could offer lower prices, making it difficult for other companies to compete. He also used ruthless tactics to force smaller companies out of business. Rockefeller was not above using aggressive strategies to ensure Standard Oil's dominance. He would temporarily lower prices to drive them bankrupt. This tactic, known as predatory pricing, allowed him to eliminate competition by making it financially impossible for them to survive. Once his competitors were gone, he could raise prices again. With no competition left, Standard Oil could set prices at a level that ensured maximum profitability. This approach, while effective, made him many enemies. Rockefeller's aggressive tactics and monopolistic practices drew criticism and opposition from both competitors and the public, setting the stage for future regulatory battles. By the 1880s, Standard Oil had a near monopoly on the American oil industry. It controlled 90% of oil refining. Rockefeller became incredibly wealthy. He was a symbol of the Gilded Age, a time of rapid economic growth and inequality. Rockefeller's success came at a cost. His business practices were often criticized as unethical and monopolistic. Critics accused him of exploiting workers and stifling competition. He became a target for journalists and reformers. Despite the criticism, Rockefeller was a shrewd businessman. He believed in efficiency and cost-cutting. He argued that his methods benefited consumers by lowering prices. However, many saw his tactics as unfair and harmful to the economy. Section 6. The fall of a giant, Standard Oil dismantled. In 1911, the Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil violated antitrust laws. The company was broken up into 34 smaller companies. This marked the end of Rockefeller's monopoly. The breakup of Standard Oil was a landmark event. It signaled a shift in public opinion. People were becoming wary of the power of big business. The government was taking a more active role in regulating monopolies. Despite the breakup, Rockefeller's wealth continued to grow. He owned shares in the successor companies. He remained a powerful figure in the business world. However, his public image was forever tarnished. Section 7. A change of heart. Rockefeller's philanthropic journey. As Rockefeller aged, his focus shifted. He became increasingly interested in philanthropy. He wanted to use his wealth to benefit humanity. He believed in the gospel of wealth, the idea that the rich have a moral obligation to give back to society. Rockefeller's philanthropic efforts were vast and diverse. He donated millions to education, medicine, and scientific research. He founded the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research. His contributions to medicine were particularly significant. The Rockefeller Institute played a key role in eradicating hookworm disease and yellow fever. Rockefeller's philanthropy saved countless lives and improved public health worldwide. Section 8. The later years' reflection and legacy. John D. Rockefeller died in 1937 at the age of 97. His passing marked the end of an era, but his influence continued to resonate throughout the decades. As one of the most prominent figures of the Gilded Age, Rockefeller's life and actions have been scrutinized and debated by historians and the public alike. He left behind a complicated legacy. On one hand, he was a visionary who saw the potential of the oil industry and transformed it into a cornerstone of modern civilization. His business acumen and strategic mind allowed him to build an empire that set the standards for corporate America. He was a brilliant businessman who revolutionized the oil industry. His innovations in refining and distribution not only made oil more accessible, but also cheaper, fueling the growth of industries and the economy. His Standard Oil company became synonymous with efficiency and progress. He was also a ruthless competitor who amassed immense wealth through questionable means. His aggressive tactics to eliminate competition and create a monopoly earned him both admiration and scorn. Critics accused him of exploiting workers, manipulating markets, and using unethical practices to maintain his dominance. Rockefeller's later years were marked by a desire to improve his public image. As he aged, he became increasingly aware of his controversial reputation and sought to reshape how the world viewed him. This period of his life was characterized by a strategic effort to highlight his contributions to society. He hired a publicist to shape his narrative. Through carefully crafted public relations campaigns, Rockefeller aimed to present himself as a benevolent figure, dedicated to the betterment of humanity. These efforts were part of a broader strategy to cement his legacy as a philanthropist. He engaged in charitable acts to showcase his generosity. Rockefeller donated vast sums of money to various causes, including education, medical research, and public health. His philanthropic endeavors led to the establishment of institutions that continue to benefit society today. However, his legacy remains a subject of debate. While some view his contributions as transformative and essential to progress, others argue that his methods and the social costs of his empire cannot be overlooked. The duality of his legacy reflects the complexities of his character and the era he lived in. Some view him as a captain of industry, a symbol of American ingenuity. They credit him with driving innovation, creating jobs, and laying the groundwork for the modern economy. His story is often cited as an example of the American dream, where hard work and determination can lead to extraordinary success. Others see him as a robber baron, a ruthless monopolist who exploited workers and stifled competition. They highlight the darker aspects of his business practices and the human cost of his relentless pursuit of wealth. This perspective paints Rockefeller as a figure whose success came at a significant social price. Section 9. Conclusion: a complex legacy. John D. Rockefeller's life and career offer valuable lessons about the complexities of capitalism. As the founder of Standard Oil, he revolutionized the oil industry, creating efficiencies that lowered costs, and made oil products more accessible to the public. However, his methods were often controversial, involving aggressive business tactics that led to accusations of monopolistic practices. He embodied both the innovative spirit and the ethical dilemmas of American industry. Rockefeller's relentless pursuit of efficiency and market dominance made him a symbol of both the potential and the perils of industrial capitalism. His ability to innovate was matched by his willingness to engage in practices that many considered ruthless. His story reminds us that progress often comes at a cost. The rapid industrialization that Rockefeller championed brought about significant economic growth and technological advancements, but it also led to social upheaval and economic disparities. The benefits of progress were not evenly distributed, and many workers faced harsh conditions. Rockefeller's legacy is a tapestry of contradictions. On one hand, he was a visionary who saw the potential of the oil industry and transformed it. On the other hand, his business practices raised ethical questions that continue to be debated today. His ability to amass great wealth was both admired and criticized. He was a devout Baptist who believed in hard work and giving back. Rockefeller's philanthropy was extensive, funding educational institutions, medical research, and religious organizations. His charitable contributions had a lasting impact on society, reflecting his belief in the importance of using wealth for the greater good. He was also a shrewd businessman who used ruthless tactics to achieve his goals. Rockefeller's approach to business was marked by a relentless focus on efficiency and market control. He employed strategies such as predatory pricing and secret deals to outmaneuver competitors, actions that led to significant legal and public scrutiny. Ultimately, Rockefeller's story challenges us to grapple with difficult questions. His life and career force us to consider the balance between innovation and ethics, between personal ambition and social responsibility. The complexities of his legacy offer a lens through which we can examine our own values and the impact of our actions. How do we balance economic progress with social responsibility? Rockefeller's story is a reminder that the pursuit of wealth and power must be tempered by a consideration of the broader impact on society. The debates that his actions sparked continue to resonate in discussions about corporate responsibility and ethical business practices. What are the ethical boundaries of pursuing wealth and power? Rockefeller's career raises important questions about the limits of capitalism and the role of regulation in ensuring fair competition. His legacy prompts us to reflect on the responsibilities that come with great power and influence. These are questions that continue to resonate today, long after Rockefeller's death. As we navigate the complexities of modern capitalism, the lessons from Rockefeller's life remain relevant, challenging us to find a balance between innovation, ambition, and ethical responsibility.